That is, if you really have one of the escapees, I said to her, as I gave Nylea a thought in my head. Hey, you do remember the names of the escapees, right? Yes, of course, Nylea replied, but I don't think it will be necessary. I recognize her ability. She's not lying. She is one of the escapees. That is, unless they found a suitable host for that escapee's offspring. The escapee that held that ability went by the name of Rikish. And actually, they were an entertainer. They preferred to bond with artists, musicians. What? Why musicians? Because their ability stems from the manipulation of sound waves. They are able to create telekinetic fields and manipulate sound. This allows them to create beautiful music. They can create a single audible tone and then bounce that tone, manipulate it in 1,000 different ways, and with but a single note, they could play a symphony. It's actually quite beautiful. Yeah. Well, I think I'll keep my name a secret for the moment, but my symbiote is named Rikish, and quite frankly, I was just sort of hoping that you might help me, she said, as she tried to straighten herself up a bit. It's nice to meet you, Mr. Heavy Metal, she said, extending her hand out. Yeah, likewise, I said, shaking her hand. And you don't have to worry, your secret's safe with me. I won't tell any of the bad guys, she said, as I suddenly got a bit curious. Tell them about what secret exactly? You know, about the king's power. Rikish told me all about it. The moment we saw you on the news, Rikish immediately knew that you were the host to the royal bloodline. He was really overjoyed about it. And he's been trying to prompt me to get in contact with you for a while. But it's not as if you give out your phone number. So we just sort of had to wait for you to show up. But the problem is, every time you showed up, you were always gone way before we got there. You're just so fast. And once you got wings, we thought we'd never catch you. So the deal is that we want to help. You're working on freeing the other symbiotes, right? Taking them away from all of those criminals. Well, if I can help, which I'm not really sure I'm going to be able to do, I want to. I mean, it's just not fair that all of those poor symbiotes are just held prisoner by a bunch of criminals. But to be honest, my abilities don't make me that good at confrontation. I mean, don't get me wrong, I've been practicing, but the problem is I kind of need sound, lots of sound, in order to do anything really good. And it's not as if I can just carry around a boombox or something. They're kind of breakable. And it's really hard to try to fight carrying around a radio. Oh, I get it. So, it's just like Nylea said, you manipulate sound waves. You need lots of sound in order to produce good abilities, powerful effects. Yeah, the louder the better. Oh, you were able to stop those gunshots. Well, yeah, but that's because gunshots give off a lot of noise. Fists don't. Basically, all I do is take the sound from the initial gunshot and then accelerate the wave of that sound beyond the bullet's reach and use it to create sort of a sound barrier. Basically, the gunshot is stopped by the sound of the gunshot. It's a pretty cool trick. That helps you not get riddled with bullets, which I have absolutely no defense against. I mean, compared to you, I don't really know how much use I'm gonna be. Honestly, I'm not very good with this whole superpowers thing. Well, you'd be surprised how fast you can catch on, I replied. So, exactly how long have you and Rikish been bonded? About 6 months now, she replied, as she placed a finger to her chin as she thought it over. I remember when I first bonded with him. I fell asleep on a beach. thinking I was gonna catch some relaxation in the sun, and woke up with a snake slithering into me. You want to talk about a freakout? I had a freakout. It took a while for Rikish to calm me down, and eventually tell me why she needed my help, or he needed my help. The fact that they don't have gender kind of bothers me. It makes it so confusing whenever you want to talk about them. Which, oh my god, I'm finally getting to talk to someone else about this. I don't know why, but it, for some reason, just feels better. So, what do you think, Nylea? I said into my head, wondering what her thoughts on the matter were. Well, I think that you should help her. Obviously. If she was chosen by Rikish, then there's no doubt that she's a good person. And, no doubt, she's an artist. Knowing Rikish, most likely a musician. Someone who has a natural penchant for sound and music. As I said before, we can sense hosts that possess the characteristics that are most equatable to our unique talents. And quite frankly, we could use all the help we can get. Remember, we do have an army to fight. Yeah, I suppose you're right about that. And this girl does look like she's kind of in over her head. But then again, I'm probably in over my head. So I suppose we have that in common. Well, okay, you've convinced me, I said to her. I'll help you figure things out. And if you want to help, well then, I'll consider myself thankful for the assistance. Oh, thank you. That is such a relief, she replied, placing her hand on her chest and breathing a sigh of relief. So, what happens now? I mean, I'm not exactly familiar with this whole superhero thing. Do we, reveal secret identities or establish a line of communication? Am I your sidekick now? I just have no idea. Well, let's take this in baby steps. And that's gonna be a no-go on revealing secret identities just yet. For now, you can just refer to me as Heavy Metal. And, well, I suppose I should refer to you by your alias. What do you go by? What do I go by? Oh my god, superhero name. I didn't even think about that. What do I call myself? She said, scratching the top of her head and looking a bit flustered in the moment. Look, there's no pressure, I said, trying to ease her down. There's no need to come up with a name right now. No, I can do this, she said, beginning to pace. Think. Thinkity, think. Think hard. She began humming to herself as she paced. What are you doing? I'm sorry. Humming helps me think. Yeah, sure. Oh, I got it! How about echo? You get it? Because of the sound. I bounce sound waves around. It's sort of how an echo is just a sound wave from your voice, bouncing around. Oh, yeah, I suppose that does kind of fit. And it doesn't sound bad. Awesome, nailed it, she said, giving a fist pump, and a bright smile through her haphazard mask. But one thing's for sure. If you're gonna do the superhero thing, you're definitely gonna need a better outfit. Something a little bit less casual or recognizable. Yeah, I thought about that, she said, slumping her head a bit. But it's not exactly like they sell superhero attire at the stores. Or bulletproof armor. At least then that's fashionable. And, as I said, my powers don't work without noise, which creates another problem. The problem of how to create music that I'm not going to be able to lose. Honestly, my powers seem like a big headache. Your powers seem like a headache. Quite frankly, I wish that my powers didn't require the methodologies that I have to employ. Methodologies? She replied. Yeah, I produce what I refer to as liquid steel. The only thing is that my body actually produces it. meaning it has to come out of me. That's a little bit to get used to. Oh, yeah. I could see how that might be a bit grody to get used to. Meanwhile, you don't produce any weird fluids. You just bounce around sound. That's way more sanitary and far more comfortable. Though I suppose it also comes with its drawbacks. But, okay, Echo. I suppose the first thing that we need to do is establish some way that we can meet up. And we can't exactly exchange phone numbers. You know, the whole secret identity thing kind of gets blown over when you can just do a back search on a phone number. Well, I wish I had a better thought about how to handle this. What I need is the brain trust. I need the think tank. But that also might cause some problems, I said, crossing my arms and beginning to think it over a bit. I'll just call the all-seeing eye, see what he has to say about it. The all-seeing eye? Oh my god. Do you know someone else with superpowers too? Another symbiote? Well, not exactly. Well, the all-seeing eye sounds kind of cool. Actually, the all-seeing eye is a pull from a comic book. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna give him a call, I said, as I used the liquid steel to activate my phone, hitting the speed dial for Ned. Hey Ned. Yo man, Ned replied on the other end of the phone, as I silenced my voice through the armor so that she couldn't hear what I was talking about. Hey, you're not gonna believe this. Dude, I already don't believe it. You should see the videos of you that are up right now. They're bonkers. Oh, and that finisher? Beyond crazy, man. It's exploding on the net right now. Are you okay? Yeah, but that's not what I want to talk about, Ned. What else would you want to talk about, man? And what's with that chick? In one of the videos, there was some chick. Yeah, that's actually the topic of conversation, Ned. You see, that chick happens to be another symbiote holder. What? For real? No way, dude. Yeah, for real. She has superpowers and apparently she wants my help. As well as to help me with my whole fight against the Black Dog Syndicate. I figure we could work together, but truth be told, I don't know where to start with this. After all, we're both trying to maintain secret identities, and yet we still have to communicate. And she definitely needs a lot of help. Unlike me, she can't just magically make a suit of armor, and her powers need some assistance as well. And she probably needs some training to go along with it. So, what do I do, Ned? I'm kind of flying blind here. Dude, bring her in! This is a total superhero team-up opportunity. Ned, did you forget? Secret identity. I can't just bring her to my freaking house, man. Dude, you can totally bring her to your house. Just blindfold her. I mean, you're a superhero. If you can't trust a superhero, then who can you trust? You really think she'd be okay with that? Well, she wants help, doesn't she? Ned replied. If she wants help, she's gonna have to give you a little bit of trust, man. Think of it as a trust fall. Okay. Awesome, Ned replied. I can't wait to figure out what her powers are. Ooh, maybe I can work on another outfit. She needs one, right? I mean, that's why she was wearing street clothes. You know what? Never mind. I'll hold all ideas until you get here, Ned said as he quickly hung up. Obviously very excited about more superhero antics. I swear, the amount of joy he gets from this is a bit disconcerting. Almost childlike, but amusing all the same. As I stopped silencing my voice, looking over to Echo standing in front of me. Okay, Echo. For now, how about you come with me? But I'm gonna need to blindfold you a bit. Blindfold? Yeah, secret identity. I'm basically taking you to my bat cave, okay? My secret lair. Though, I suppose, I'm making it sound a lot more impressive than it is. Really, you're just going to go to my place with me, and me and my friends are going to work out how to help you. Establish lines of communications, maybe help you with an outfit. Really? She exclaimed, sounding excited. Okay, blindfold, okay. I can deal with that. Wait a second. You're not going to do anything weird, are you? No, I replied, feeling a bit offended. It's just for secrecy, okay? I don't want my home address broadcast to the world. Fine, then it's a deal, she said, extending her hand for another shake. And just like that, I met my first friendly symbiote user.